Hello, guys. So, about a week ago, I came across this article on The Independent about the author of Harry Potter, the billionaire J.K. Rowling. She has laid curse on these life coaches who were lazy shaming people stuck at home during this quarantine. This is her tweet. If you're a life coach who's on here implying people are losers if they aren't learning a new skill, building a brand while on lockdown, maybe stop. People have challenges you know nothing about. Sometimes getting through something is more than enough. And after I came across this article, I had many conflicting thoughts. Because I myself am a sort of a productivity freak. Each time I catch myself doing something useless, every time I catch myself being unproductive, like watching Netflix or scrolling through Facebook, IG, I feel bad. I feel bad by myself. I feel useless. So I jump on any content. So the idea of cutting off some hours off of that entertainment and putting it in learning new skills you can use during and after this pandemic sounded very sensible to me. On the other hand, I do realize what's going on outside of my own bubble. All the struggles I'm going through, I don't have it half as bad as those people out there. Some people are losing their jobs and their ability to provide for their family. And I myself am affected. My coffee shop has had it closed down for almost a month now, and that is my main source of income. It definitely puts a lot of stress on me. And just to imagine those who can barely afford the next meal, it's pretty sad, and this is a serious matter. However, I didn't fully get the message J.K. Rowling was trying to say and why she was so mad about it until I came across this.
บางคนแม่งมาถามผมขับรถบรรทุกผมจะทำงานอยู่ที่บ้านยังไงพ่อมึงต้องกวนตีนขนาดไหนถึงจะถามคำถามแบบนี้ได้
For those of you who don't know who this guy is, so this Captain Bent, I for one didn't know who he was before coming across this video. So apparently this Captain Bent is an online influencer in Thailand with more than 2.6 million followers. That's huge. His style of delivering his content is quick, aggressive, with uses of profanity like constantly, and I think he was going for the heart to heart, straight to the point, no bullshit. Apparently he's pretty successful. People like that. Full disclosure, I've scrolled past his videos on my newsfeed a few times and never really fully watched any video except this one that I'm going to talk about. Personally, I did not know him and I have nothing against this guy. I looked through his Facebook page. I saw that he and his fans donated like more than 1 million baht to help with this pandemic, which is commendable and I appreciate that. Nonetheless, so I'm trying my best here to not be biased because apparently I didn't know him and I've barely heard of him. So now that we got all that context laid out, let's dive in, shall we?
มึงรู้ว่าผับที่จีนเนี่ยแม่งเป็นคาวคัมปิ้งเปิดเพลงผ่านวิดีโอคอลให้ลูกค้านั่งตื้อๆอยู่บ้านคือมึงจะเมาหัวทิ่มยังไงมึงก็ปลอดภัยอ่ะไม่ต้องเสี่ยงมันเหมือนเดิมเพิ่มเติมคือไม่ต้องออกจากบ้านเอาจริงถ้ามึงไม่คิดอะไรมากนะช่วงโควิดอ่ะแม่งมีไอเดียอะไรใหม่ๆมีงานอะไรใหม่ๆให้มึงลองทำเยอะแยะหมดอ่ะแล้วแม่งสนุกด้วยแต่มึงแม่งไม่ทำไปเอง
Okay, stop right there. But if you don't think too much about it, that's what he said. People are losing their jobs and their lives in this pandemic, and you say, don't think too much about it. Dude, people in their survival mode right now. Like, you can't just tell them not to think too much about this. Much less mentioning fun.
แล้วแม่งสนุกด้วยแม่งไม่ทำไปเองยึดติดคิดลบขี้เกียจฟุ้งซ่านกลัวมึงก็ติดอยู่แค่นี้ไม่มีอะไรมากกว่านี้
Okay. Same. You can't tell people not to be afraid because you should be afraid of these things, this virus this collapsing economy because it has a real effect, it has a real consequence, and it affects everyone. And just calling people attached, and that's just offensive. I just find that offensive.
เสพเข้าไปดิคอนเทนต์สนับสนุนความกระจอกในตัวมึงเสพเข้าไปเรียกหาความรับผิดชอบจากคนอื่นเข้าไปนะแล้ว
And that's pretty offensive as well. This is another case of trying to force your content down somebody's throat. Like, hey, you can't just watch Netflix, you can't just watch TV. If you do that, you're a loser, or you're useless and stuff. You don't know what they're going through. Not everyone is trying to be better.
มึงก็นั่งดูว่าที่มึงจะชิบหายจะตายหายทุกวันนี้นะมันเป็นเพราะวิกฤตหรือเพราะวินัยของมึงโควิดมันทำให้
What the fuck is he talking about? What the fuck, man? It's no laughing matter, but is it because of COVID or is it because of your discipline? Seriously, dude? You're saying this now? Like, people are losing their jobs because businesses are forced to close down. Like, people can't travel, there's a travel ban, people are getting sick, they need to stay home, and you're asking, is it because of COVID or is it because... This is gold.
ให้คนป่วยกายแต่ความกลัวทั้งโควิดทั้งกลัวมันจะแดกเนี่ยมันทำให้คนป่วยใจ
Obviously.
มึงไม่ต้องกลัวจะไม่มีงานทำเลยมีงานเยอะแยะที่พร้อมให้มึงทำตอนนี้
You sure about that?
มึงจะสมัครไลน์แมนสมัครแก๊ปสมัครฟู้ดแพนด้าอะไรก็ได้แต่มึงจะทำหรือเปล่าแนะนำอะไรไปมึงก็ไม่เอามึงก็ไม่ทำต่อให้สิ่ง
Wow, there's just some next level ignorance. You can't force everyone to you can't just tell everybody to go drive Grab or Food Panda. Not everybody is in the position that they can afford the job, much less to say have you considered like how many people are applying for those kinds of jobs? You're saying like everybody's gonna be hired. That's just not how things work, man.
แนะนำเป็นประโยชน์มากแค่ไหนมึงก็ไม่เอาอยู่ดีอันนั้นไม่ดีอันนี้ไม่ชอบอายเขาอดตายไปอยู่บ้านนี่มันทำอะไรได้เยอะแยะใครเคยคิดว่าจะทำงานเก็บเงินจะได้อยู่บ้านทำตามสิ่งที่ตัวเองชอบเขียนหนังสือเนื้อหาอะไรว่าไปมึงได้ทำตอนนี้แหละมีความฝันจะเป็นนักเขียนมึงก็ทำตอนนี้
And where is the money gonna come from while you write a book that you don't know if it's gonna be successful or not? Let's be real here, come on.
ไม่เคยทำ YouTube อยากทำไม่เคยเปิดเพจ Facebook อยากเปิดมึงก็เปิดตอนนี้แหละมีความรู้
That's just projecting. Not everybody has Facebook. Not everybody is able to do this kind of thing, this kind of media. You're just projecting your situation on others that are less fortunate than you are or unable to do what you do. You can't just blame people if they can't adapt to this situation as good as you did or as good as you want them to be.
อะไรมึงเอาออกมาแชร์สร้างผู้ติดตามสร้างอะไรของมึงไปใครไม่เคยขายออนไลน์มึงก็ขายตอนนี้ใครทำอาหารเป็นก็ถึงเวลาแล้วที่มึงจะต้องทำอาหารขายออนไลน์ไปถ้าทำอาหารอะไรไม่เป็นจริงมึงก็เย็บหน้ากากผ้าขายก็ได้
Okay. Listen. First, selling food online, that's just not everything made is going to be sold. There's demand, there's supply, there's all those things, business things. And for example, I have this noodle place that I always go with. I love to go with my dad, and it's just a local place, a small place owned by an elderly lady, and she's been doing that for most of her life, 40-50 years, and now she's in her late 60s, and now this thing hits, and then you would say, why don't you sell online? Why don't you sell on delivery apps? And have you ever looked at what's actually happened with these delivering apps? They charge you 35% from your sale. If you're selling 100 baht, they take 35 baht. So if you're selling 50 baht, they're taking 18 baht of a single bowl of noodle. So what do you have left? 32. Is that gonna cover the variable costs? Is it gonna cover the fixed costs? and how much profit, if any, will be left. This lady would have to go into calculating the profit margin and break even point and the volume, sales, marketing, all that shit, all that business administration shit. And are you expecting this old lady in her 60s that all she has ever known is making delicious fucking noodles fucking do this on her own? I mean, let's be real here, man. Come on. That's just inconsiderate.
ในเน็ตเขาก็มีสอนเยอะแยะทำได้หมดมึงไม่ทำกันเองแม่งคิดเยอะแล้วไงอ่ะคนทำเยอะแล้วไงมันไม่เกี่ยวกับคนหรอกมันเกี่ยว
I have a sense that this guy doesn't know how businesses work. If supply is more than demand, then it is much harder to sell. That's just a fact. This is basic facts. And I'm not even talking about price.
ก็มึงอาจจะทำหรือเปล่าคนไม่ออกจากบ้าน
More supply, more competition, price competition, product competition. And every product that you're ever gonna make requires money, capital, investment. And what's the cost? How many pieces can you produce in a day? And how much do you have to eat? What's the rent? What's the bills you have to pay? And all this, and his excuses, don't think too much. Man, your problem is not thinking at all.
ไม่พบปะกันเฮ้ยแต่คนเว้ยแม่งยังมีความต้องการอยู่แล้วตอนนี้แม่งต้องการมากกว่าเดิมด้วยมึงก็แตกลายไปจากปัจจัย4เด้เอาปัจจัย4ตั้งแล้วมึงก็คูณด้วยโควิดนะมึงก็เห็นโอกาสเต็มไปหมดอ่ะอาหารคูณด้วยโควิดนะตอนนี้คนไปนั่งกินที่ร้านไม่ได้มึงต้องส่งถูกไหมมึงเห็นไหมขนาดชาบูอ่ะบางที่อ่ะส่งชาบูพร้อมหม้อเขากล้าเล่นไงเสื้อผ้าเอามาคูณโควิดคนออกไปข้างนอกแม่งกลัวติดเชื้อมึงก็รับซักผ้าเดี๋ยวรับค่าเชื้อเดี๋ยวจะรีดให้ด้วยก็ได้หรือว่าจะให้เขากลับไปรีดเอง
Okay, you're just throwing out job titles right now, man. Like if you're not in the laundry business from the start, you'll have to buy laundry machines. You have to set up shops. You have to go deliver it to people. There are more things than just saying do this and do that and do this. It's easy to say that.
สุดแล้วแต่เราฆ่าเชื้ออย่างเดียวก็ได้ยารักษาโรคคูณโควิดหมอมึงต้องปิดคลินิกใช่ไหมมึงไปเลยครับไปรักษาตามบ้านตามคน
Okay, this one is actually pretty funny. This guy in the picture, he's going around to do the COVID-19 tests on those who are at risk of carrying. He's not a doctor going around to earn some money, and plus doctors are fucking crucial right now in hospitals and all, and in the front line at this war with this COVID. You just can't tell doctors to just buy a fucking van and run around house to house. This is stupid.
สัตวแพทย์มึงก็ยังทำแบบนี้ได้ตัดขนหมามึงก็ไปตัดตามบ้านได้ขนหัวกูเนี่ยผมยาวตอนนี้เนี่ยกูหาคนตัดให้อยู่เนี่ยถ้าช่างตัดผมแม่งแต่งชุดกันเชื้อมาตัดให้ได้นี่จ่ายแพงกว่ากูยอมนะเว้ย
Okay, this one is a bit better. Okay, this one is not as ridiculous as the others, but you still have to consider that people in quarantine and practicing social distancing, you can't have just these people running house to house, possibly contracting COVID-19 from one household to the other household. You can't be sure that they're clean, that they are fully decontaminated.
มึงเข้าใจว่าหลังจากนี้มันจะเกิด new normal ใหม่ๆเนี่ยเพียบหลายอย่างเลยออนไลน์ไม่ใช่แค่ทางเลือกแล้วมันจะ
This is actually the first part that I fully agree with. New normal, new wave life is just people will have to adapt to this new wave life that is forced on them by this terrible situation, this pandemic. But it's not a choice because it's different from, say, like when the internet was invented. It's not a life or death situation. People who get left behind don't die because of the internet. The internet, when it first came out, changed lots of things, ways we do business, the ways we communicate, and it's just really a global sensation. But this is not the same global sensation. This is a global catastrophe. People are dying every day. People are not able to put food on their table. And you can't just say that you're left behind because you chose that. It's just not the same, man. เป็นเรื่องปกติแล้วโควิดมาเนี่ยมันทำให้คนเห็นภาพการใช้ชีวิตออนไลน์แบบชัดเจนขึ้นบางคนแม่งมาถามผมขับรถบรรทุกผมจะทำงานอยู่ที่บ้านยังไงพ่อมึงต้องกวนตีนขนาดไหนถึงจะ That's just offensive Dude, what the man? Oh shit.
ถามคำถามแบบนี้ได้มึงขับรถบรรทุกมึงก็ขับต่อไปครับไอ้ฮะถ้ามันไม่ได้กระทบถึงขนาดหยุดงานเนี่ยมึงก็ไม่ต้อง work from home กัน
That's the point. People are fired. Dude, people are losing their jobs. He's thinking like, oh, it's just affecting. What does it mean? If you're a truck driver, you're not affected by this? Come on. Have you thought that through? Markets are closed down. Factories are closed down. Then who's gonna want transport? And are you seriously gonna talk to people who come to you for advice like that? Seriously?
คำตอบหรอกถ้าคำถามมึงแม่งเป็นคำถามที่ไม่ถูกต้องเอาจริงๆถ้าขับรถเป็นแล้วเคยส่งของมาอะไรมานะง่ายวิกฤตแบบนี้มึงกำลังเป็นที่ต้องการเข้าใจยังเตรียมตัวเลยครับหลังจากนี้ไม่เหมือนเดิม New Normal ใหม่เกิดแน่นอนโอ้ยสอนออนไลน์เขาทำกันมานานแล้วเคยชวนพวกเทรนเนอร์เยอะแยะให้ทำกันไม่มีใครเชื่อเป็นไงมึงพออย่างเงี้ยแห่กันมาชื่นชมสัมมนาออนไลน์ดีอย่างนั้นดีอย่างนี้กูทำมา 4-5 ปีแล้วครับสัมมนาออนไลน์กูขี้เกียจออกจากบ้านมาแต่ไหนแต่ไรแล้วเดี๋ยวจะได้เห็นภาพนิมนต์พระมาทำบุญบ้านผ่านซูมคอนะเบื้องต้นเนี่ยเราไปหาไอเดียดูก่อนนะแต่ไอเดียเนี่ยมันไม่เท่าไอดูนะรู้เยอะแต่ไม่ทำหาอะไรมันก็ค่าเท่า
He's right in a context. He's right in a way. If you have an idea and you don't do it, it doesn't mean anything. But if you have a bad idea and if you do it, it's not gonna make any difference. It's just gonna waste your time.
เดิมถ้าไม่ทำอะไรก็รอรับเงินช่วยเหลือจากรัฐไปถ้ามันพอก็ยินดีด้วยแต่ถ้ามันไม่พอเนี่ยก็ต้องขยับตัวเองกันหน่อย
Again, scrutinizing people who are desperate for help, that's just not cool, man. Come on.
ลองหาดูก่อนอย่าเพิ่งคิดเรื่องเงินมาก
What? That's the whole point of this. Don't think too much about money. You just said about the 4 fundamental things, the 4 essentials. They all need money. House, food, clothes, medicine, they all need money. How are you telling people not to think about too much about the money? That's the thing only rich people or people who are financially unaffected say. That is just some next level shit, man. That's just ignorant. Plain full, big, giant ignorant.
คิดว่าปัญหาของผู้คนตอนนี้มีอะไรบ้างถ้าเราหมดแต่คิดเรื่องเงินเนี่ยมันจะคิดเรื่องอื่นไม่ออกทุกธุรกิจในโลกเกิดขึ้นมาเพื่อแก้ปัญหาบางอย่างให้ใครบางคนเสมอตอนนี้ปัญหาของผู้คนอยู่ที่ไหนมึงจงโฟกัสไปที่นั่นเลย
Thank God. So as you've seen, that there's a lot of generalization and oversimplification, and I know the point of this video is just to motivate people to get up and be better and look out for themselves, and that's a noble cause, and that's a noble thing to do. But your content, the things that you're saying, it's just not right. It's just insensible. It's just insensitive. You're riling up these people with your style at the cost of what? Of dismissing other people's hardship, downplaying the seriousness of this pandemic, like it's just another change in trends. People suffer real consequences from this, and what they need right now is not someone to look down on them. So in summary, this video might seem engaging, might seem motivating, and that's because of his style, his delivery, saying things people don't usually say. But if you consider each point that he's made, there's no practical or actionable advices in there at all. And those who support Captain Benz right now must be fucking hating my guts. And I have to say it again, I have nothing against the guy. I don't know him. But his contents, please open up and go back and listen and really think about what he's saying, what he has said. It's just not practical. It's just not sensible. It's pretty offensive at times. And if you ask me how would I do it, it would probably go something like, I know that this pandemic is a serious threat that affects everyone in different ways. To those struggling, my heart goes out to you, and I encourage everyone who can to stay at home and prevent our healthcare system from being overwhelmed during this pandemic. I am doing my part by staying home and made some donations in an amount that I could. And to those who are quarantined, who has to stay home and are looking for content that can help you get through this tough time, to help you learn new things, please visit my channel. I hope that I can offer you some value, and I try my best to create contents to share with you what I can to help us all get through this tough time together. And that's actually my message to you here. I'm starting my YouTube channel in hopes of sharing my experiences or my viewpoints. If you find it useful, if it resonates with you, I am more than happy. And my opinions and my advices is not the absolute way, it's not the only way you should live your life, you should do anything ever. If you've enjoyed this content, subscribe to my channel, click the like button. So with all that said, thank you for your time and see you in the next one. I need a fucking haircut.